Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy, Mr. HD, back one time with another episode of the Wild News Joint. We got a lot of stuff to get into after this morning's blunt ratings. Obviously, we had to get that out the way. And now we must delve into all of the pro wrestling news and rumors for the day. Let me get my camera. Oh, there we go. Get that blur out the way. You already know what it is. But yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in one more time. Hit right here at Wild Nation. Like the video, subscribe to the channel as you come through. We're going to talk about a few news stories, and obviously we'll start the show off with the biggest one coming out of the last couple days. And that is the firing of one John Laurinitus. He is officially gone from WWE. Now, we know that he was relieved of his duties not too long ago. He's, during the whole controversy with Vince McMahon and how he was passing around employees backstage like they were tuna fish sandwiches at the catering table. But I don't know who passes tuna fish sandwiches around. That's probably not very sanitary. Well, neither was what they were doing, so none of it's sanitary, if you ask me. But yeah, John Laurinaitis was put on leave after that incident, and he has officially been relieved of all of his duties at WWE. I'll get into the report here. From the homie, he wasn't the first one to report it, but PW Insider, the guys over there at PW Insider were the first ones to break the story. But then Fightful Select, the good guy people over there, Sean and all those guys, confirmed it. It said that John Laurinaitis has been fired by WWE, however, was still looped in company emails. Fightful Select was told, excuse me. Yeah, but that stopped. That's more of a technical issue, and getting him up out of there as far as the email chains and all that. Yeah, I think once that's cleared up, which I think probably at this point, 24, 48 hours later, probably already has been cleared up. Apparently his he's been removed from the WWE website and any backstage any backstage removed as far as being backstage personnel along with Vince McMahon. Neither of their names show up on anything at this point and going forward. So that is great news. Now, we did get word from a couple of people that Fightful spoke to, and he said there's been talent and staff who didn't expect Laurinaitis back from his suspension or leave or whatever you want to call it. And there was a bunch of them who were showing outright excitement that he was gone, and that, that they won't have to deal with him anymore. Excited they won't have to deal with him anymore. So it's a pretty big deal right there. One top WWE name referred to Laurinaitis as the biggest snake in the business, which is, saying a lot because pro wrestling is a business full of snakes, if you know anything about it. It more so used to be. I'm not, how it is. That pretty much comes from that time in that era where everybody felt the need to snake each other in the back to keep a spot or get a spot or, kiss a lot of ass to, make sure you're in Vince's good graces or whatever. I think we're in a new era where, a lot of the wrestlers backstage are working together and trying to get each other over and rooting for each other and different things like that. So I think we see that a lot more often than we used to. So obviously this is good news for WWE as a whole. There's one more lingering piece, maybe two. Couple more little lingering pieces from the old era that I think we need to get up out of there to really get WWE on the path of moving forward to 2023 and a new era and coming into its own and kind of coming out of the 35 year cocoon that it's been in and blossoming into the beautiful butterfly that it can be going into a new era of pro wrestling, which we are in. We have had eras of pro wrestling. In this current era with AEW and Forbidden Doors and Flip-de Doos and all this crazy stuff. This is a new era of pro wrestling. It's not the Attitude Era. It's not the PG era anymore, because that's, you can't really call the whole wrestling business the PG era, because there's multiple companies and only one of them's PG as far as I know. So, and that's, got a clock on it, I think, still. So, yeah, man, it's a good time to be a wrestling fan. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan, even when all the shows aren't five blunt shows like Monday Night Raw last night. It was pretty average, but you could just tell and you can sense that everything is turning around for the better as far as that's concerned. So it's a good time to be a pro wrestling fan. Good time to talk about wrestling. As you can tell, I'm excited to talk about wrestling. Shit, I'm doing multiple shows in one day now. Like we out here, Wow Nation. We out here. Yeah, man, John Laurinaitis is no more. So Kevin Dunn, I think that may be why he stepped up. Is if he was in control last night, I can't even lie. If Kevin Dunn was in control of the cameras last night, which he was, based on that brawl in the intro or the beginning of the show, he's definitely still doing still doing his thing. Not bad, Kevin. Not bad. If you can maintain some level of competence when it comes to producing a wrestling show like you did last night with all the backstage Dexter Loomis shenanigans and the cool camera cuts and follows, and if you could give us that, hey man, you still look like a fucking retarded beaver. Or no offense to retarded people, you still look like a slow ass beaver. Kevin Dunn just looks stupid. I ain't gonna even lie. If there was stupid was a person, it would be Kevin Dunn. I can't. He just looks. He looks. He looks like there's nothing up there. Like it's just the cog and it's another cog and they're attached and they're just stuck. It's like nothing is happening. But yeah, once we, if he, hey, I ain't gonna be mad at him keeping his job as a producer if he's able to produce the product the proper way, or a way that's enjoyable to the fans. I can't tell them the proper way. I'm not a TV producer, but I know it sucks. And when you're doing 75 jump cuts in a 30-second span and trying to give everybody epileptic seizures, it's not fun. So, or when you're missing important details for no other reason than you suck at your job, then, damn it, I still want to see Edge's first spear. I'm just never get that moment back. Damn it. But yeah, that's that, man. We got some more stories that we need to get into before we get up out of here. We ain't gonna be here that long. Let's see. Gail Kim left the door open for Paige if she wants to return to Impact, or if she wants to come to Impact. Obviously, not return. She's never been in Impact. But Gail Kim, who obviously hates WWE and everything they stand for, she was one of the first people to exit, WWE, and she had very good reason. She was Paige before Paige was Paige. She was the rebel before the rebels showed up and said we want, or give divas a chance, and all that shit happened. Gail Kim was already seeing the writing on the wall during her time as a diva, and she was like, yeah, I'm a pro wrestler, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the fuck up out of here. You know what I mean? Y'all do y'all thing. Keep the bra and panties matches for your mama. I'm gonna go over here to Impact and leave an actual impact on the pro wrestling world, which is exactly what Gail Kim did, being a TNA Knockouts champion forever. It feels like, and doing her thing over there at Impact. So she said, never say never. Gail Kim she said, I hope. She said, I love Paige. I admire everything that she's done for women's wrestling. She also came up kind of in that period where maybe it was so powerful, like what it is now. Women's wrestling is probably at its best right now. Main eventing pay-per-view shows. It's not an irregular thing for that to happen. Paige was part of that process. I have nothing but respect for her inside and outside the ring. And hey, if she wants to come over to Impact Wrestling, I feel like the door is open. So come on over, Paige. Well, she's definitely signing with WWE. Y'all keep on doing that, and y'all just gonna make y'all what y'all are doing right now is just fattening her pockets. whatever deal she does sign with WWE is going to be significant, to say the least. Let's just say that if she's cleared to wrestle, and it's not going to be by WWE, which I have a hard time believing that's the case with Triple H in charge. I feel like he might be just be like, if she's cleared to wrestle, she wants to wrestle, let her wrestle. But going to Impact, who's she gonna wrestle? I mean, Jordan Grace is there. You know what I mean? It's like, who's she gonna wrestle? You know what I mean? It's like, I want her in WWE. Like, AEW is like, she would be immediately top 2 or 3 star in AEW. She comes back to WWE, that ain't the case. She's amongst a group of super duper stars. It's about 10 women in WWE right now who have star potential. They just haven't, all of them haven't been used. And I'm still counting Sasha and Naomi as part of WWE because they are. But then you got obviously all the other 3 horsewomen, Bailey and Charlotte and Becky Lynch, obviously the man. But then you got other people like, Dakota and Io who are getting pushed now. May not, world champion material. But then you got Asuka and you got Sasha when she's a singles competitor, and I mentioned her, but there's a few women. I would say Doudrop could be in that category as a world championship contender as far as the women's division if they get her away from Nikki Trash or Ass or Glass or Confused Gimmick Girl. I don't know what the hell she is. She's not gonna be a almost. It's gonna be a. Well, why's your name Ashley? Ash then. It's not even Ashley, it's just Ash. If you're not trying to be almost a soup, first, the name is stupid. Stupid. It's stupid. Now, I know they're not going to call you Nikki Cross again for obvious reasons, but just change your name. What's your real last name? It's got to be better than Ash. Ash. That just it's just stupid. It's stupid. Almost. That's why the ring gear is stupid, especially for a heel. It's not good. You're not a comedy act, so it's not gonna work. You're not like Hurricane Helms or anything. Anyways, why am I going on a rant about that? I don't see who she's gonna fight if she goes anywhere but WWE. Because I want to see Paige versus Sasha and Paige versus Becky and Paige versus Bailey and Paige versus who the fuck ever is over there. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't care. Tony Stark, whoever they want to put against Paige, I want to see it, but I want to see it on the biggest of stages. That's how I feel about it. How you guys feel about it? Almost is the second coming of Kevin Nash. Boy, if you don't go sit down in the corner and put on a dunce cap for saying that shit, what? You know what? I take that back. You're not way off as far as wrestling ability. Now, as far as mic skills, let's not do this now. Why we go do that to Kevin Nash? He's one of the greatest of all time, man. Stop it. 2-time Hall of Famer. Man. What else we got here? What else we got? Oh my God, more Amos. Oh, Amos. Okay. Former Raw Women's Champion Nikki Ash put some respect on her name. No, I shall do no such thing. I shall do no such thing. Last time Nikki Cross was good was when all her friends who are no longer there were there. There was some dude called, I think is Fabian. I can't even remember all these guys' names, but you know who I'm talking about. Sanity. One of them's, I think, I know is the Impact. What's he doing with Violent by Design? Eric Young is over there in Violent by Design doing his thing. And he's a fantasy football commentator. That's why I like him. You know what I mean? But she hasn't really done shit since then. Since Sanity broke up, they got rid of all her friends and her husband, and she's been trying to figure out things ever since. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm good on Nikki Ash. What else we got as far as news stories? Malachi Black almost had to retire. I don't know if that's news to anyone, but it was news to me when I heard it. Black said he was talking. Who was he talking to? I don't even know. He was on TikTok. And he was said till about 3 months ago, I was dealing with the back injury I was convinced was going to force me into retirement. But after a literal year off, a year of treatment that went from working to complete failure on several occasions, we all of a sudden hit the correct vertebrae during a dry needling session and everything released. From there, we were able to rehab and strengthen. You can check video 2 out for this horrendous view of my personal reaction to it. However, allowing me now a few months later to slowly move back into deadlifting and a few more compound moves. Oh, good for him, man, because nothing is worse than a messed up back. I hurt my back the other day doing one of my favorite things, and I ain't gonna even lie. It was depressing a little bit. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take a couple days off, and I'm gonna take some Advil, and we'll try again next time. So sometimes you injure your back, or and you just like, whoa, I need this because I couldn't walk or anything, and it was just like, oh no, this isn't. And I have a kid, so I got to chase a kid around. And it's just, yeah, it's not good to not have a back if you got to do anything in life. So I'm happy that Alistair was able to get his fixed because he's a professional wrestler. He needs his back a little bit. So, I'm happy for him. We have more news from Impact superstars. Jordan Grace and Moose are telling people that they need to come to Impact if they want creative freedom. I'm not going to get into this whole rant, but I just want to leave the question up to you guys. Do you think if a wrestler wants to control their narrative, pun intended, do you think that going to Impact Wrestling now, at this point, with Vince gone, is the best opportunity for them to shine as creative minds, like a Bray Wyatt, if you will? Because I would imagine someone like Bray Wyatt would hear something like that and be like, really? Is that right? But I don't necessarily believe that to be true. I think with Triple H being in control of WWE, I think he's a wrestler-friendly type of guy. And I think that going to WWE, as long as you're actually talented and skilled, then you'll have all the creative freedom that you need and want. I just don't think everybody should have creative freedom because some people think that they're creative and they're not. They're just good at the pro wrestling part. So, or they might be good at adding on to something that's already been created or something that's already creative and just adding their little spice onto it. But it's not for everybody. But if some people think that it's a good idea to, have full creative freedom over their character and what they're doing with their character, then hey, more power to them. I personally disagree with the sentiments of Moose and Jordan Grace, even though those two are doing pretty well over there. Not phenomenal. No pun intended. We had some news from Kurt Angle. He said that he had a chance to wrestle John Cena after his retiring match against Baron Corbin. Now, we know Kurt Angle has a podcast himself. I'll read what he said on his show. He did an interview with Renee, and he said that, or Renee Dupree, make sure that's clear, that's not Renee Young, when I presented to Vince McMahon that I was going to retire after WrestleMania that year, I told him I knew that I was losing a step. I knew I wasn't the same as before. Well, no shit there. I didn't like my performances, and I said to Vince, I want to retire after this WrestleMania, but I like to ask you for a favor. I'd like you to put me with John Cena because I started his career, so I'd like him to end my career. He said, Kurt, you have a program with Barry Corbin. It's going to be for 6 months. You have to finish it. If you want to wait till next year, I'll give you John Cena next year. I told him I couldn't wait another year. I totally understood. Vince was right. I was doing a program with Baron. It was going 5 or 6 months, and I had to see it through. He did give me the option of going another year in wrestling Cena, and I probably should have done that looking back. I probably could have just laid back and not wrestled for a good 6 or 7, 8 months and started to get myself ready. I gained a lot of weight in this particular time. I could have got away from the product, got in better shape, and then came back for WrestleMania and wrestled John Cena. No, no, thank you. No, no fucking thank you. Absolutely not. Okay, now with a caveat, because when he was talking about retiring, we saw the retirement match, blah blah blah. I think even I mentioned, okay, John Cena's right there. Let's just do John Cena. Hey, it's right there. Kurt Angle, John Cena. A ruthless aggression. It's right. The story tells itself. It's right there. So if it was gonna happen, it would have had to happen at last year's WrestleMania. What is this an example of, people? What is this? What is this? What is this showing us, class? This is showing us once again that Vince McMahon would not let us have nice things. He forced a feud that no one, and I mean no one, was enjoying. I don't remember a good review about Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin at any point. I don't remember a good segment, an entertaining segment. I don't remember. It was stupid. It was all bad. It was probably the worst thing that Baron Corbin has done. It was a WrestleMania build, and like I said, they dragged it out for 5 or 6 months with a dude who could barely fucking move. So I just no. I wouldn't have minded the John Cena match at WrestleMania last year. They could have figured out a way to do it. Like I said, the story's already kind of built. You ain't even got to do a whole lot. Just throw them in there together, and people will be happy. And John Cena can retire him, and that'll be that. They can get up, shake hands, and Kurt Angle off into the sunset. John Cena's a hero for, just being fucking Peacemaker. He's John Cena at this point. It could have worked, and I see there being some truth to it because it makes perfect sense. Like Vince gonna be like, no, Kurt, we already have this program with Baron, and I gotta get him over because everyone loves Baron, right? I love him, so everybody else has to love him. So it didn't make any sense, the program with Baron Corbin. So we could have got it, but we didn't. And it's all because Vince hates us. And thankfully he's gone. So I think that's pretty much it for today's news. It was a pretty slow news day. We won't be catching up on the G1 until they get to the Final Four. Then we'll do a full recap of everything. I'll have Trav here and hopefully Physics here too, and we'll be able to do it. But the G1 is, what is it? I don't even know what day it is. 14, 15, 16, something like that. So we'll see how it works out. They should have booked Angle versus Bret. Stop it. No one wants to see that either. I got a big gulp. That's how hot it is outside. It's like 99 degrees outside. I'm about to go to the pool and sip on some tequila. I'll be out of town for the next couple days, guys. I'm still going to try to do the blunt ratings from where I'm at. I'm going to take my laptop and my camera and all that good stuff. I'll just be gone for 48 hours, but I won't be in studio to be able to do the blunt ratings for AEW Dynamite, but I will still be doing them. So don't even worry, as long as I got some good Wi-Fi. I'm still going to be doing the blunt ratings, but might not look all pretty. Actually, I'm going to try to transfer everything over to my laptop so the stream will go on as usual. That's what I'm going to do. So I got a lot of work to do. That takes a little while. So it's 105. Holy hell. Oh, you in Texas, right? Are you in Texas? Oh my God, it's 105 degrees. Sheesh. Yeah, Bruce Pritchard up out of there next, Keenan. That's facts. He got to go too. He's one of the little him and Dunn are like the last remnants of the Vince McMahon era. They all gotta go. Do I like waffles? Who don't like waffles? What kind of crazy question is that, man? Of course I fucking like waffles. You don't like waffles? Are you crazy? Are you weird? What's going on? I like waffles. I like pancakes. I like crepes. I like I like all the breakfast breads. I like toast with butter on it. I like all that shit. Shush, please, Chad Gable. Should have been Kurt Angle's son and he should have retired. That's how it should have been, but instead we put the black guy as Kurt Angle's son, which made 0 sense because Vince McMahon was in charge. It's just like you can make a list of just the top 100 dumbest fucking things that made no sense that Vince McMahon did just to entertain himself. I feel like that would be a great video in it itself. Top things that Vince McMahon did to entertain himself that we hated. So it would be a list full of him making out with WWE superstars. Like nobody wanted this, not even the WWE superstars. This was only for Vince because he's a creep. You and Watts, and it's 85. Well, 85 in Cali, that's still pretty hot. That's still pretty fucking hot, Keenan. But yeah, it's like I think what is it? Is 93 here? So yeah, that's pretty fucking hot. And it'll probably it's been fluctuating between 93 and 99. So, whew. I can't take it. Go get in this water real quick. Appreciate you guys hopping on with me for the news joint this afternoon. Make sure you watch the blunt ratings for Monday Night Raw from earlier. It was a fun show. And yeah, like I said, we'll be back on Thursday. We'll be back on Thursday with the blunt ratings for AEW Dynamite and more Wow News joints. So until then, Wow Nation, it's your boy Mr. HD. I'm out of here. Peace.